There's a type of person who unsettles people around them, not because they're aggressive or loud, but because they simply never stop. While others negotiate with themselves every morning, this person has already finished. While others are still planning to start, this person is already done. Today I'm going to show you the exact system that builds that kind of discipline, one that doesn't rely on motivation, willpower, or perfect conditions. Meet someone like you, smart, capable, full of intentions, but trapped in the same cycle. Monday, pure fire, nothing can stop you. Wednesday, the first doubts creep in. Friday, you're bargaining with yourself. Sunday, you're making fresh promises for next week. Sound familiar? The problem isn't laziness. It's not lack of motivation. It's that you've been treating your habits as choices, things you decide on each morning based on how you feel. And feelings are the most unreliable fuel there is. The solution isn't trying harder, it's building differently. Here's the core insight most people never discover. Your brain places every commitment into one of two categories: reversible, meaning you can always back out, or irreversible, meaning it's already decided. Reversible commitments become daily negotiations. Irreversible ones just happen. Every morning you wake up asking, "Will I do this today?" You've already lost. The question itself is the problem. The moment a behavior becomes something you decide, it becomes something you can undecide. The fix? Stop making promises. Start declaring identity. There's a difference between saying, "I'm going to try to exercise more," and saying, "I am someone who trains every morning at 6 a.m., no exceptions." One is a goal. The other is a fact about who you are. And here's what makes this concrete. Make that declaration public. Write it down. Sign it. Tell people. Post it somewhere. Not to show off, but because your brain treats public commitment differently than private ones. When failure has a social cost, your nervous system treats it as a genuine threat. Suddenly, quitting isn't just disappointing, it's unbearable. Every person who knows about your commitment becomes fuel. Every morning you want to quit, you'll think about having to look them in the eye and explain why you gave up. Even with social pressure, many people still struggle because they waste energy every single day on the same question. When will I do this? Morning or evening? Before work or after? Now or in an hour? This decision, repeated daily, drains the mental fuel you need for the actual practice. You're burning energy on scheduling instead of doing. The solution is ruthlessly simple. Lock the time and never revisit it. Not the optimal time, not the perfect time, just one time, chosen once, and then treated as permanent. When the hour is fixed, your brain can't argue with it. There's no decision to make. The clock hits that number and your body moves, because that's what it does at that time. The first week will feel like fighting your own body. That's expected. You're forcing a new groove into a system built around old patterns. It resists. By week 2, something shifts. Your body starts preparing before the alarm. By week 3, the movement happens before your conscious mind even weighs in. That's not discipline anymore. That's automation. Here's where most people fall into a subtle trap. They lock the time, but leave the content flexible. I'll do something healthy at 6 a.m., and then every morning becomes a new negotiation about what that something is. Push-ups or a run? Meditation or journaling? 5 minutes or 30? Every small choice is a crack, and cracks are where old habits crawl back in. The solution is to lock the sequence completely. Same actions, same order, same duration, every single day. Your brain will fight this. It'll tell you this is boring. that you need variety to stay motivated, that you're being rigid. That voice isn't protecting you, it's stalling you. Variety is where consistency dies, because variety requires decisions, and decisions require energy, and energy is exactly what you're trying to conserve for the doing, not the deciding. Research on behavioral automaticity consistently shows that when an action is repeated in the same context and sequence over roughly 60 to 90 days, the brain's habit centers take over. The behavior stops requiring conscious initiation. You don't decide to do it. You simply do it. The way you don't decide to brush your teeth. It just happens. Lock the what. Surrender to the repetition. Wait for the automation.
There will come a day,
Probably around week 4 or 5, when everything goes wrong at once. You get sick, you travel, your schedule collapses, life intrudes in a way you didn't plan for. And this is exactly where most people create the gap. I'll pick it back up when things settle down. That gap is not a pause, it's a reset. Because the moment the sequence breaks, your brain reclassifies the behavior from what I do back to what I'm trying to do. Your old identity floods back into that empty space. The fix is to redefine what doing the practice means. It doesn't mean perfect execution, it means continuity. The river during a drought isn't gone, it's reduced to a trickle, but it's still moving. The moment it stops entirely, it stops being a river. It becomes the memory of one. Your practice works the same way. A sick day doesn't have to be a 0. 2 push-ups, 1 minute of stillness, a single page, something, anything. Just enough to keep the sequence alive. The psychological power of "I have not missed a single day" is enormous, and it's worth protecting even at 10% capacity. Here's why most people fail when life gets hard. They're making decisions under stress. The car breaks down, the kid is sick, the boss needs you late. And in that chaotic moment, you have to figure out how to keep your commitment with a depleted, stressed brain that will always choose the path of least resistance. You will lose that fight almost every time. The solution is to make those decisions in advance, when you're calm, rested, and committed. Sit down right now and write out every obstacle that has ever derailed you, every excuse that has ever worked on you. And next to each one, write the predetermined response. Traveling? Here's exactly what I do in the hotel room. Guests staying over? Here's the scaled-down version I do silently. Exhausted? Here's the minimum version that keeps the streak alive. When X happens, I do Y. No deliberation, no negotiation, just execution of a decision already made. This removes willpower from the critical moment entirely. Your brain doesn't have to fight for the right answer. It already knows it. At some point, usually somewhere past day 60, something quietly shifts. You stop doing the practice. You start being someone who does it. The sequence runs itself. Your body moves through it the way it moves through any other automatic behavior, without drama, without resistance, without negotiation. And people around you will notice, not by what you say, but by how you are. There's a quality to someone who has built unbreakable consistency, a kind of settled certainty that other people find both admirable and slightly unsettling. They'll say things like, "You're obsessed. You need balance. That's not healthy." What they mean is, "You make my own inconsistency impossible to ignore." That discomfort is information. It means you've crossed a line most people never reach. Step 1. Public identity declaration. State who you are, not what you'll try. Make it specific, signed, and witnessed. Step 2. Fixed non-negotiable time. Choose once. Never revisit. Remove time as a daily variable. Step 3. Locked sequence. Same actions, same order, same duration. Eliminate the what as a daily decision. Step 4. Continuity over perfection. Never create a gap. Scale down, never skip. A trickle beats a drought every time. Step 5. Pre-solved obstacles.
Decide in advance how you'll handle every disruption. When X happens, do Y. No exceptions. Consistency isn't about doing something every day. It's about becoming someone for whom not doing it is no longer an option. That transformation from someone who tries to someone who simply is available to anyone willing to build the system and trust the process. The only question is whether you're ready to stop negotiating with yourself.